business case for diversity, some people will come and say, why should I care about diversity? Why should we even think about it? Because the case is here already. We just saw it last week in the election. You know, President Obama won mostly because of the changing demographics of the United States. He changed because the African Americans came way out to vote. Hispanics that for the first time are double-digit voting voted for him. Most of the young people voted for him. The women voted for him. He knew how to market his message. He knew who to go to. He knew how to dissect the demographics, and that's why that was very smart. And he knew how to present his case to them, and that's how he won the elections. Beside of whatever, of course, what he has been doing for the last 4 years. So the workforce demographic is changing. We have the minorities are becoming majorities. In the year it was supposed to be 2050, but it's coming a lot faster now. By probably 2040, there will be in every 3 U.S. people, there are going to be 1 Hispanic person. So the rate will be 30%. The Asian American community is growing really, really fast. The same with the African American community. There is 1 million legal immigrant getting into the United States every single year. 1 million legally. And they keep their culture, they keep somehow, so we have Little Havana, we have Chinatown, we have Little Tokyo. So everybody comes in with their culture and they try to maintain it, and that's why we need to learn how to be diverse around us. Also, the women are really emerging and they're becoming executives, and it has been, through the census in 2010, 28% of households are headed by women, executive women. So the women are coming up there, so the demographics, again, is changing. The LGBT community is really growing, and they have a very big buying power nowadays in wherever we live. So we need to think about all that. And then we have 4 generations for the first time at work. 4 generations. We have the conservatives, the baby boomers, the Gen X, and the Gen Y. And that's a whole different conversation that we really don't have the time to go through it today. Even Gen Y is divided into 2, pre and post 9/11. So it's like you're dealing, all these people are in one workplace. So imagine different communication styles, different conflict styles, different ethics, different way of working, different way of everything to do at work. So that's why diversity is important. So demographics are changing. There are 4 generations. Women, like I said, are becoming more executives, and then the LGBT. What more cases? Technology. Now with technology, with the internet, there are no borders anymore. There is cross-sell everywhere. So if you're not, if you are in marketing and you are trying to actually sell something across the board, if you don't know that culture, you will never be able to sell. A very quick example, Parker pens. They had a slogan at a certain time saying that it will not leak in your pocket and embarrass you. So they said, okay, let's go to the Hispanic market. So they translated the slogan, and for embarrass, they put embarazar. Oh. And embarazar in Spanish means to get pregnant. Yeah. So the slogan said it will not leak in your pocket and make you pregnant. You know, so that tells you how diversity is important. You know, it's same with the car, the Ford that had the Nova car. It didn't sell really in the Hispanic markets because it was a Nova in Spanish, meaning no go. American Motors tried to sell a car in Puerto Rico that was called Matador. Whoever was in Puerto Rico knows that Puerto Rico is like this. It's very narrow and it's like a cliff everywhere you go. And Matador means the killer. So, needless to say, it didn't sell. So, knowing diversity for cross-cultural marketing is extremely important. Call centers. How many of you call a bank or a credit card customer service or even Sprint and they get India and the Philippines and, right? So again, it's about diversity. So that's why we need to be aware, because they might say something that, and it happened to me sometimes in the beginning, you know, they would say something that would really bug me or upset me. And then at the end I'm like, they didn't mean it. It's just a different way of communication. We have outsourcing. How many jobs have been outsourced? Virtual teams. There are a lot of global, and when you're going to graduate and you're going to start working for international companies later on, you know that they might work with virtual teams. Virtual teams mean different languages, different time zones, different way of doing work, but you will have to work together as a team as you've coexisted in the same room. Mergers and acquisitions. How many times lately we have seen companies getting other companies? Mergers and acquisition. Like a few years ago, Amazon bought Zappos, right? Kayak has been, do we know what Kayak is? The travel? You know they have been bought by Priceline a couple of days ago. Everything, and when you go into mergers and acquisitions, organizations have something that we call organizational culture. So when you merge two people together, it's like marrying two people from different cultures. So you have cultural clashes. And Darlene can talk about that better. So it's just like, if you don't know the culture, and culture, again, culture is, we're going to go through culture in a little bit, but if you don't match the cultures together, problems will arise. And then finally, politics. I mean, we saw lately the wall in Germany go down, the USSR is no longer there, the NAFTA agreements. So we have a lot, and we see definitely the Arab Spring that is happening in the Middle East right now. So politics has a lot of influence about how people